Every time I start something, I finish it. The problem is that I don't start. Are you like that too? It's rare that I end a day without accomplishing anything, but there are still tons of days when I feel completely disappointed with myself. So, in other words, I'll get a little bit done, but not enough. Listening to that, there's something I have to ask you. Does that sound contradictory to what I said at the very beginning? In terms of results, I'm starting things and not finishing them, and yet the problem that I feel like I have is that I'm great at finishing things but I don't start them. But that's actually fundamentally inaccurate. Let's take a detour for a second. Pretty much anything is incredibly easy to do. Whether you're drawing, doing homework, or studying, you almost always know one of two important things. Either you know how to do it, or you know how to learn to do it. When you know how to do something, all you have to do is spend enough time on it until eventually it's done. When you don't know how to do something, or you're unhappy with how long it takes, you either look for guides or tips on how to do it, or you work through it and figure it out the hard way. It's still straightforward to decide what to do. If you can find guides or tips, you can use them. If you can't, you figure it out, which again takes time. And yet the problem that we still have, that you're here watching this video to solve, still remains. Instead of taking action and spending the time, you procrastinate or avoid your projects entirely. Let's go back to what we were talking about before. Why does it feel like you suck at starting projects but follow through when you do start, whereas when you look at your days, you have all starts and no finishes? Which perception is correct, your feeling or your observation? It's the hindsight, the observation, the analysis of your starts and finishes that's incorrect. Think about it. What exactly is a finish? Starts are easy to figure out. First you're doing nothing, and then you're doing something. But what's a finish? Is that when you've finished your homework? When you're done studying and you know everything you need to? When you've uploaded your music pack on itch.io? A finish is when you've stopped. It might seem arbitrary, but that's actually the most useful definition possible. Completing a project might take anywhere from hours to days or weeks or months of effort. It's inconsistent. That's not what we feel like being finished means on the inside. Or it's more like, sure, when you complete a project, you're certainly finished, but my point is that it doesn't take weeks to feel finished. Finishing is when you've used up all of your stamina and need to take a break. That's the finish line that makes us feel accomplished. The larger the project and therefore the longer it takes to complete it, the longer you'll feel satisfied for generally, but it's all the finishes between the start and the end that keep you confident enough to follow through. For that reason, when you feel like you suck at taking the first step, when you suck at starting, it's a pretty big deal. Because you can't finish without starting, and when you don't finish, you feel like nothing you do is worth anything, that the day has been wasted, and over time you'll start thinking even worse things. Have you ever gotten to that point? Maybe you're even feeling that way right now. You're completely right. You don't start things. And if I had to guess why, it's because it doesn't feel like it's worth anything to start. Or maybe the moment you think about starting one thing, you think to yourself, but it's more important to start on this other thing. And then when you think about starting that other thing, you think to yourself, but it'll be hard to start this if I haven't finished that other thing. It becomes a completely tangled mess, and you start acting like you're afraid or like you can't do it even though that's not the truth. Every single time you start something, you see it through. Every time. And yet you're afraid of starting partially because of the completely illogical excuse you give yourself that maybe I'm going to fail this time, but also partially because you're afraid of committing to whatever it is you have to do. But it's not a commitment. If you want to, then you can quit at any time. There's nothing wrong with that. You can quit 5 minutes or even 5 seconds after you've started. That's not a failure, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't put a black mark on your efforts. But whatever it is you have to do, it's not going to get done if you don't do it. I get how it feels to be tired and confused about whether you should do something or rest instead, and how it feels when you'd rather do nothing at all, and yet doing nothing is so impossible that you just do 1,000 pointless nothings, all the while getting more and more anxious. But stop thinking about starting and start it. When the thought crosses your mind and you know it's something you want to do eventually, start it now. The order doesn't matter. If you reach a block at some point, then you can figure out what you need to do to get around that block, but don't waste all your time solving problems that don't even come. You don't need to know the best way to do everything. You know what you want to do, and that's enough. Logistics don't matter until you've failed 10 times in the same day. So, since you haven't even started 10 times in the same day, it goes without saying that you're not at the point where you should even be thinking about it. Let yourself give up when it gets difficult. Give yourself as many escape routes as you need, but go in there and get in there as many times as you can. Take your breaks, enjoy your breaks, and don't feel guilty about it at all. But once you're refreshed, start again. If you don't have any motivation, then do it just to do it. It doesn't matter what it comes out to in the end. It doesn't matter if you give up as soon as you start, but start. Every day, every time you think about it, start. 1 push-up, 4 bars of music, 1 tree on the paper, 40 words, 20 punches. Do that and you will seize your own life.